Hey guys, Monster here. Figured I'd bring you a quick little EDC update as of March 2026. Some things have changed, some things have stayed the same. Starting off with my keys: Victorinox, house key, truck key, pistol safe key. I pretty much run the Victorinox just strictly for the toothpick, but moving on from the keys, again, it's, just kind of boring stuff. So I've made a huge shift in flashlights, mainly because I've carried this guy for years, the Surefire G2X Pro with the therm pocket clip, and I think this flashlight is phenomenal. It's bomb-proof, but the CR123 batteries are expensive. So I am a big believer in non-rechargeable flashlights. I know modern day that's gonna piss a lot of people off. I use my stuff and I use it a lot. So during deer season, if I'm tracking a deer or any animal at night or things like that, if I'm out late at night, it gets dark every night. I'm a big believer in carrying a flashlight. I do not like rechargeable flashlights personally. There's nothing wrong with them. Just with how much I run a flashlight, if I'm out in the field, that flashlight dies, I want to be able to, there on the fly, change batteries, and I'm good to go. I have a full another charge. I don't have to go back in the house, go to the truck, wait for it to charge. I don't have to wait for anything. I don't have to carry backup light, just extra batteries. Batteries for this aren't cheap anymore. Not that they were ever cheap, but they're especially not cheap anymore. I love this flashlight. I think it's probably one of the best EDC flashlights on the market. I don't mind the size of it. It's just the batteries are expensive. I am a big believer in buying name brands. What I mean by that, and that goes with guns, flashlights, knives, I don't like buying off brands. Like with handguns, I usually stick to SIG, Glock, Smith & Wesson. I actually just picked up a Kel-Tec. It's in my safe right now. I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit. So I bought a Kel-Tec PF9 OD green. The only reason I bought it was $150. The only reason I bought it. Never owned a Kel-Tec 9mm handgun. I've had one of their P17s in 22. Thought that was actually a really good little handgun. So for $150, which is less than what I paid for the P17, it is what it is. But anyways, I tend to stick to name brands. You get what you pay for with gear. Some of it is decent, some of it is not. So the Chinese brands have really caught on to the EDC market. Some are really good. Like with knives, you have like Civivi, there's a couple other ones. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Whether they're Chinese made, they're foreign made. They're not made in America. I tend to stick to brands that have a reputation that have been around a while. Surefire, Streamlight, knives, comes to Benchmade, Spyderco, Kershaw, CRKT. Handguns, again, Glock, SIG, Smith & Wesson. But I've been broadening my horizons a little bit. Batteries for this are expensive. It's a little big. I mean, the weight's never really bothered me. But if I'm going to carry something this size, I'd like the batteries to be a little bit cheaper. So I had an Olay i5T. I can't find them anymore on Amazon. I don't know if they make it anymore. The thing sat in a backpack for a year. The battery corroded. It was a piece of crap. I hated it. But I like the size of the i5T. I like the AA feature. I hoard batteries. I am a prepper through and through, so I hoard batteries. Buy them in bulk. It's hard to buy those in bulk. I'm not rich. I make pretty good money. I work from home now. I make about triple what I did at my other job, so I can be home and make triple my, yearly salary, what I was making, so who wouldn't do that? So, could I afford the batteries? Yes. Again, I'm not rich. But could I afford them? Yes. I just don't want to. I like the idea of I can walk in any gas station, any dollar store, I can buy AA batteries. I like that. They're cheap. They're easy to find. They're very available. Again, almost any store. Doesn't even matter. Gas station, dollar store, grocery store, pharmacy, almost every store in the United States, apart from like dedicated restaurants, fast food chains, sell AA batteries. Even pet stores sell AA batteries. I didn't know that until I walked into a Petco and it was for a collar or something, like a shock collar or whatever. I wasn't buying a shock collar, just, a fish tank, maybe a filter, whatever. Even pet stores carry AA batteries. Doing some research, came across this little guy. Gets really good reviews. It's the Ace Beam Poke Light AA. I think it's 550 lumens. It's the original version. Of course, you guys see what color it is. Today is St. Patrick's Day, which is another reason I bought that Celtic. It's green. I wanted to buy a green gun for St. Patrick's Day. I'm pretty impressed. Now, this does have a rechargeable battery in it. The battery itself has a little USB-C recharger in it, recharging port in it. But I like it because I can throw the a normal battery in here. Now, I have completely overhauled my hunting setup. Amazon had a sale for these really cheap chest packs, chest rig. It was an ACU camo. It looks horrible, but it was $10. Bought it, fell in love with the way of the setup. 511, I don't know, I haven't looked, I should have done my research. At that time, about 10 days ago, something like that, we're having a sale on their chest packs. Their Skylight chest packs, I believe they were. $64 brand new. They were on sale for $29. I bought 2 of them. I might pick up one of the $20 ones, which has the Molly in the front. I bought the Survival one, which has a couple pockets. I bought 2 of them. So I basically buy one, get one free. It was $73 shipped. I fell in love with it. Bought some stuff to add to it. I'm going to run a chest pack when I'm hunting. Carry my skinning stuff, maybe some ammo. It has a spot underneath for a tourniquet. I'll do a whole video on that. It is so cool. I fell in love with the chest rig. Because I carry a pistol on my hip no matter what I'm doing in the woods. I found a Glock 29. I had one before, sold it. Found another one. They are, in my area at least, of northeastern Pennsylvania, very hard to get. And they're very expensive. Gunbroker, I've seen them $900 up to $1,200. One shop locally was $650 for a Gen 3. Absolutely astronomical prices on these Glock 29s. As of right now, I don't believe there's one in current production with the V series. I think had one, and then the Gen 6. I don't believe there's a current production of the Glock 29, so everybody's panicking. I was able to find one for, I think it was $505 shipped. There was a gun store across the state, paid for it. They shipped it to my FFL. Background check, it was mine for $505 out the door. And it actually came with a 3.5 pound, 3 pound, something like that, ghost connector trigger in it. I don't swap my parts out. This is a perfectly stock Glock except the sights. This is not a Glock 29. It's a Gen 4, came with the original guide rod. It came with an aftermarket guide rod, which I did not like. I put the original back in it. And the 3.5 pound trigger, the ghost connector, whatever it is, I don't know. Again, I don't put aftermarket stuff in my guns. But I also did get the original everything with the gun. It came with all that, a couple mags. The only thing it did not come with was night sights. That's why I'm a big advocate for used guns. So, moving on quick before we get into guns. Spyderco Endura 4 in green. This camera does not do this justice. I don't know if that makes it worse. It's green. I mean, if you look them up online, it looks blue in this light, but it's green. It's one of my favorite knives. I don't care about speed or switchblades or anything like that. Knife is a tool, not a self-defense tool. Again, in last ditch, that's all you got. You're going to use what you use. I carry a firearm for self-defense. I open a box with this. If I try and open a box with that, I'm probably going to go to jail. But it's green. Amazon had a sale of them. They were like $75, which is still expensive for these, I think, but, inflation. So I bought it. It's one of my favorite knives of all time. I bought it. It looks blue in this light. I hate that. It's way more green in person. Believe me, if you have one, It just looks blue because of the shitty lighting in my bedroom. But Spyderco Endura 4, VG10 steel. I love it. Wallet, same Carhartt wallet. It's just the duck, whatever, camo on it. I like it. It's slim. I don't see any need to replace it. Firearm. Glock 30S. This is loaded and chambered. It's a firearm. That's what it's meant for. It's pointed in a safe direction. Glock 30S. 45. I like carrying 45. I like 9mm, but I just like carrying 45 of them in the woods a lot. I'm not usually in super populated areas. I avoid those, but I like the 45 round a lot. I don't know what I'm exactly carrying in this. They look like Federal punch rounds, and it is still chambered, and I'm going to leave it like that. So 230 grain hollow points. Federal punch. I like Federal. I like Hornady. I like all this stuff. This did, again, it is loaded and chambered. This did come with night sights, not stock Glock sight. These are the stock Glock night sights, I believe. I think the Glock 30, the 30S specifically, it's a Gen 3, is probably the best carry 45. It is roughly the same size as a Glock 19, Glock 23, but you get 10 rounds of 45, or you can put the Glock 21 13-round mags in it. So I typically carry a spare mag on my hip. I do not usually carry the 21 round mag, the 21 13 round mags. Excuse me, English is difficult. The 21 13 round mags. That is a tongue twister. Just because they're a little bit bigger, I carry them in a Leatherman multi-tool pouch because I don't carry a Leatherman on my person anymore. Just because if I always am in my truck, and my truck has 1,000 different tools, including I have a Leatherman in my truck. So this fits in there really well. It's a little tight, but it's very inconspicuous. Nobody really knows that it's a pistol mag. It looks like a Leatherman pouch. So the 21 mags, there. 21 13 round mags. I don't edit my videos, guys. I know I like, well, 13 round magazines for the Glock 21 Fitness. I carry them. I have an everyday carry bag. You guys know that. I've updated. I'll do another video on that in the future. I carry 2 of those in that bag. The 13 round Glock 21 mags. Now I can say it properly. Now that I have mispronounced it 17.5 times. So that's my philosophy with that. So because I don't usually go to Chinese brands or whatever, I did some research and it gets pretty good reviews. I like the size. It's still a little odd because I'm so used to carrying this, but it's really nice having the AA capability, and it's just super cheap, and I have thousands of them. So I've noticed I stocked up on the 123As. Walmart used to sell 2 Surefire ones in the hunting section for $5.12. Every time I went into Walmart, I bought like 5 of them. That was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Now my supply has been diminishing. So I'm looking at the prices of them now. I'm like, holy shit. So I wanted something a little bit cheaper. Oh, tangent. Chest packs. This is what I'm going to carry in the woods. Because of how bright it is, how long it lasts, I can carry an extra pack of 123As in there. So this is going to go in my hunting bag. It's funny. I have a hunting bag, and then I have the chest rig. I have 2 bags for hunting. So the hunting bag has like my thermals, my deer stuff. Say if I'm going small game hunting, I don't need a lot of my deer hunting stuff. So you see what I mean? Like I can move stuff around per what I'm hunting. And I usually carry the Glock 29 when I'm hunting. So I just have to get a holster for it. These are the holsters. I've bought these for years. They're cheap. They're on Amazon. They're $25. And I have never had one fail me. I know people bitch about these clips that they come out when they draw. I've never had that happen. I've carried these holsters. I couldn't even tell you how long. I could make up a number, but it's been well over 5 years. I've never had an issue with these holsters. They fit. They're great. They're comfortable. They're all smooth. No sharp edges. They're cheap. I don't overpay for my stuff if I don't have to. So it is what it is there. Used Glocks. I paid $324 for this Glock. I bought this and a Glock 27 Gen 4 at the same time. I think I paid $600 for both of them out the door. That's why I buy used Glocks. For those of you that want used guns, and you might want to look at maybe not just Glock 19s, 9mm guns in general. If you like, I keep saying 19. If you like 9mm, buy 9mm. That's fine. But if you want to acquire more guns cheaper, look at the used 45 market. Look at the used 40 market, especially for Glocks. I can go pick up another Glock 23 for $295. Right now I could go buy that. That's the price of a Taurus. That's pretty cheap for any Glock. So if you are struggling and you want to get a Glock, I'm not a Glock fanboy. I don't know, I always carry them. There's one reason I carry Glocks. They're usually awkward. The magazine capacity isn't the greatest for what else is on the market, except for this platform. The size of this gun with 10 rounds is phenomenal. You go into something like a SIG 227, it's like 10 or 12 rounds, and the gun is twice the size of this. Even the Glock 21, but that's 13. It's a nice compact package for 10 rounds of 45, 10 plus 1, or 13 plus 1 in the Glock 21 13 round mags. There, I said it that time. No tongue twisters. So if you want to get cheap Glocks, if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I want to get another Glock 19, a 43X, but they're $556 brand new for a Glock 19, but I want to get another gun to just have around, maybe I want to put one here, put one there, leave one in my truck, which I don't always recommend. But even if you just want another one, even if it's not your primary EDC, see, I like guns stash places, but I also have a 2-year-old, so I have to be very careful on that. Where I place them, what I put them in, how they're loaded, things like that. But if I want different guns in different places, but I don't have $550, $600 out the door to go buy 5 Glocks, Glock 19s or Glock 17s, look at the other calibers. I'm telling you guys. Some of you may know, some of you may not. $324, something like that. I got 2 Glocks for the price of one brand new one. Well, it's a 40, it's a 45. Well, outside your comfort zone. I'm not a big 9mm guy, I just never have. There's nothing wrong with it. I know it's perfectly adequate. I'm not going to get in the argument of 45 is better, 9's better. I know they're both very capable rounds. I just personally shoot 45 better. I just do. I like carrying it. It's just what I'm comfortable with. I don't judge anybody. You want to carry a 22? Carry 22. It's better than a pointy stick. I don't judge people on what they carry. But I want more people to be aware of the used gun market. I don't buy brand new guns anymore. I probably haven't in years. I only buy used. Only. Again, $320 some. I can't remember what the Glock 27 was. There was a Glock 23. I looked at it today. I was at the gun shop today. $295 for a Gen 3 law enforcement trade-in Glock 23. Gen 3 with night sights. It's a blue label gun. $295. I might go buy it. So if you want to get more, you're not giving up on quality. Doesn't matter, Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, V, or 6. A Glock's a Glock. That's the reason I like them. They're not pretty. They're not the greatest on capacity when it comes to other stuff on the market. 2 things I like about Glock. They work. I've only ever had one Glock give me a problem. It was a Glock 42 and 380. Thing couldn't get through a mag. It was horrible. I'll never buy one again. I know people have luck with them. And it didn't matter the magazine. I tried 3 different magazines. Wouldn't feed. Wouldn't get through a full magazine without it jamming. Sold it. They work. They go off every time. Lubed or not lubed, dry, it don't matter. They work. That's why I like them. I know anytime I need this gun, it's going to work flawlessly. And if it doesn't, it's my fault. 2 is magazine compatibility. I like smaller Glocks. I have small hands. Why I also like smaller Glocks is I can fit bigger magazines in them for the situation. Not some tactical operator. I don't play any of that crap. I have a little bit of training with being in law enforcement, but I like that I can have small mags for deep concealment, or I can go to a 13-round mag, like my Glock 27. That's a 9-round mag, flush fit 9-round mag, or I can go to a 22-round extended OEM magazine. That's another thing, OEM magazines. I don't buy anything else except OEM magazines. I don't buy Pro Mag, I don't buy any of that crap. Glock mags are cheap enough, $30. $30. Even some of your mom and pop gun stores, they'll have bins of used Glock mags. I buy them for $20 a piece. Easy. That PF9, $35 for a magazine on eBay because they're under 10 rounds. Local gun shop, $20. Gotta look around to the used market. I'm telling you, go outside your comfort zone. Learn to shoot 40. Learn to shoot 45. You're gonna find the value in these guns. Don't just do what YouTube says or the people on YouTube. The 9mm is the coolest, most tactical, awesome thing ever. Who cares? Get a gun in your hands. Buy more. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm telling you, if you start broadening your horizons like I've been, I'm the opposite. I just started looking more at 9mm. I've carried them over the years. I've had more Glock 19s than anything. But I'm broadening my horizon. I've mainly switched to 45 and 40. I bought a 9mm today. Maybe a Kel-Tec, but I imagine it'll work. From what I've seen, they're decent. Broaden your horizons. When you go into a gun store, stop looking at the 9mm cabinet. If you find a good deal, you find a good deal. I've seen Glock 43Xs used for $299. I've seen Glock 19s around $430. You know, you'll find deals on those. But look at the 40 and 45 case. I'm telling you, you're gonna find stuff way cheaper. I once paid $224 for a Glock 27. Used, Gen 3. But that's a lot of gun for the money. You're looking at, like, I saw a High Point the other day. Guys, I almost passed out. It was $226 used. Used. I've never owned a High Point in my life. Not that there's anything wrong with them, not getting into all that, but a Glock to a High Point, there's an obvious difference in quality here. Obvious difference. $226, guys. That was $2 more than a Glock. A Glock. I'm not saying Glocks are king. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I like Smith & Wessons, I like SIGs, I like HKs, I have those. VP9, P30, I couldn't even tell you how many Smith & Wessons. P365s, I have all that. I just like Glock. I trust Glock. There's nothing wrong with any of those other brands. I love my P30. I shoot that better than anything else I own, and that's a 9mm. But I like 45. This gun is very comfortable, very easy for me to shoot. It's another thing. Learn what you're comfortable with. If you want to get more in your hands, look at the used market. And if you're still finding you can't afford them, maybe get a 40. Try it out. Maybe buddy has one. Rent one at a gun range. See if you even like 40 first. If you do, start looking at the used market. I'm telling you, there's some great value out there in firearms. I believe Such says it. We are in the golden age of firearms. You can get one in every flavor, every size, caliber, color, everything. There's something out there for everybody, and a price. You have to broaden your horizons. You have to look around. Call different shops. I go to about 5 gun shops a week. I'm always doing this, and I really should do more YouTube videos on that. The one gun shop owner I've been friends with for how many years? He invited me to come up to a store and film. I just don't get around. I work from home now, which surprisingly I'm more busy now than I was before. I don't know how that works out, but 2-year-old doesn't help. But anyways, guys, I think I talked about everything here that I needed to. I went on a tangent. I miss talking to you guys. I miss bitching at you guys, But if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you want to talk about something, let me know. I'm just saying, broaden your horizons, guys. I am. Other than that, you know how it goes. Stay bladed, stay pewed, and most importantly, stay free, guys.